So if you guys are watching today's vlog, congratulations to you, because you're going to find out some stuff that I may not be able to title in the video. By the way, let's take a break. A fast break. Y'all. Today's video is being brought to you by NeverDenyMe.com. Make sure you take a look at the website for all your graphic needs. Anything from digital to physical. I love peanut butter, man. Chocolate and peanut butter is my favorite, y'all. And gummy worms and gummy bears. And why is the camera looking like that? Jeez Louise, man. It blurred me all the way out. Alright. God damn. Yeah. We're gonna just open these up. Sherlock for Overlock machines. 100% spun polyester thread. Alright, so we got bottom, top. Is that the way it went? I think that was the way it went. Yeah, blue was on the bottom. So we're going to put red on the bottom. Gold on the top. Left needle and right needle. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned it in the other video or how I'm going to actually edit and upload this. But this is a 3 and 4 thread machine, which means I could put 3 on here and it'll stitch fine. The stitches will look one way, and then I could put all 4 and they'll look another way. But you do have to have at least 3. Another thing that I've learned too from, again, my very first time testing it out. Bad news. As hard as it is to thread this machine, if any one of these things run out, you got to rethread the whole thing, because it's gonna mess up. It's not gonna work right. At least unless if this one goes out. The last one, I guess number 4 that you thread, which is the first one when you're looking at it on the other side. This thing, you thread it backwards and everything. It's very, very confusing. So I'm not trying to discourage you guys, but for those of you who seen my other video and told me you kind of want to give up on your machine and stuff like that, I wouldn't really suggest giving up. However, I do agree that it is it's not very easy at all. And when I was doing it yesterday, it also was not very fun at all either. And I was thinking that maybe I shouldn't have bought it. But you know what? I actually have a good return policy on this. It actually says I could keep it for a while before I would have to return it without, you know, getting my money back and stuff like that. Or to have the ability to return it, I got a little while to do that. So I'm going to hang on to it for, you know, as long as I possibly can, see if I can figure it out. And again, that's why I bought some felt as well, so I can make a project if I do so happen to figure it out. I might end up making the project off camera, or who knows, on camera, like I try to do with a lot of my stuff. That's something a lot of you guys don't know as well. Anytime I'm stitching out a patch or doing something, I always really do it for the first time on camera. It's pretty dope. A lot of times it just ends up, you know, working out. I rarely ever have to redo any type of videos. Which is good, but I don't really like practice off camera and get it perfect and then show you guys when it comes out all perfect. It just so happens I've been getting lucky and getting it correct on camera for the first time. So we're gonna just toss this to the side, and now we're getting into the segment of how to thread your machine. Now this is going to be specific for the Brother 1034DX, because the 1034D, which looks similar, stitches similar, it actually is threaded in a completely different order. So to help you guys not to be that confused, we're going to turn this thing around now and we're going to get to it. So we got the red right here all the way to the right. We have the gold, the second one to the right. We have the blue, and we have the green right here. Now I might even put these things back on there. Y'all, it feels so weird that they're like super loose. Another thing we have to remember as well is that we need to remove this thread from the machine. Let's see, we'll remove this. This right here is your trim trap. I guess that is, I guess that's what it's called, your trim trap. So when you put it through here, it has a knife on this machine where it'll cut your fabric and it'll dump the extra fabric right here. You can also disengage the knife. I'll actually show you guys that right now. It also has a, you know, a door here to actually get to everything, and you have to thread it through this and everything. So you have to pull this right here, throw this down, and let's let you guys get a little closer look inside of the machine. Then I'm going to unthread it and we're going to rethread it, you know, together, show you guys how to thread the machine. So unlike embroidery where you use, you know, one thread at a time, this thing has 4 spools of thread with a lot of steps. So you guys see for the first one, the number goes all the way up to 11. So there's the 11 steps just for one thread, right? And then you got to do it again for the other 3 back there, which is going to be kind of difficult, at least for the first couple times you do it. This also right here is a knife. It's kind of hard for me to hold the camera and show you guys at the same time, but this right here is the knife in the machine. So the knife is engaged right now because you guys can see it right there. If I wanted to disengage it, I would pull it and I can throw it down and it kind of just snaps into place and it's just there when you need it, right? Another thing, I don't know what it is. I ain't gonna mess with it too much, but it does have another part that can be removed. Is this right here. Don't know what this is. I guess it helps you make the loops, but I don't know if this is something you put in there to adjust it and you can, you know, set it a certain way, because I'm kind of wondering why the entire thing actually comes out when I know it needs to stay in there. So we're gonna put that back, right? Snaps into place. Unlike where a sewing machine and the embroidery combo machine that I have, the lever to lift it and stuff like that is back there. This one is right here on the side. If you guys can see, let me rotate it a little bit. It's right here on the side. Another thing about this machine is that it does not have like a needle up, needle down like the other machines have, which is so much easier. You actually have to rotate this right here. This is the little spool, or what is it? The needle up, needle down, I guess. I don't know the exact name for it, but you have to turn this here to make the needle go up and down. And anytime you want to do any type of adjustments, you have to make sure that I guess the alignment thing has to line up to the line that's right here on the machine. So anyway, this is what you got to do right here. Always remember too, somebody actually told me this, one of you guys in the comments, when I was doing it with my embroidery machine. When you're turning this, always make sure you turn it towards you. So when you're sitting right over here, make sure you turn the handle towards you. Do it this way so you don't, you know, make the thread get jammed by going backwards into the machine. So anytime you want to do any adjustments, you have to make sure that's lined up right there. And now we can spin it right back over. We're gonna lift the lever again on it, and let's see. Let me see if I could just pull some through the back. We're gonna pull the green. It's coming out very easy, very easy. All right, so we toss that to the side for now. Let's see what else. Where's the rest of them? We're gonna pull these through here as well too, to remove them out of the machine. All right, so we got 3 right there, and I told you guys the blue already ran out, so I believe the machine is 100% unthreaded. And now the first step we got to do, it goes like this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means we're going to start off with the red. All of our colors right over here, right? Very first step. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. It's pretty tough, man. I got to shoot my own videos, edit the videos, chop it up with y'all. Got to be customer service to the business, ship everything. Woo, it's tough, but man, y'all be making it worth it, man. As long as it's fun, I'm gonna continue to do it. So it's pretty tough to do it one hand. There it is. So I got it unraveled. So now we're gonna set this back up there. We're gonna get this. You thread it from behind through number 1. Then over here on number 2, you want to wrap it behind number 2 and put it through the slot and bring it to the front. Step number 3 is going to be to thread it through the hole, right? Before I actually continue with this, I'm going to do the exact same steps. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. I'm just going to put it through the hole and all of them before I continue. So let me go ahead and do that first. I'm doing the exact same steps that I just did on step number 1, or on the cone number 1 right over here. So I know that it's out of frame, but just trust me. Put it through the big hole in the back and then wind it to the front. Then wind it in the back on the other one, put it through the slot and make sure the thread comes to the front. Then put it through hole number 3. And we're just gonna kind of let these hang here for the moment. On to the next one. We're doing it for number 3 here, and the exact same steps with number 4. Okay, so now that we've done step 1, step 2, step 3, we're gonna go back to our very first cone, guys. They have to be threaded in order. If you do not do it in order, it's not gonna work. You're gonna jam your machine up. It's just gonna get very messed up. So now we wanna follow the steps that you guys might be able to see on the machine right here. Step number 4 is now to actually put it through the slot right here. Step number 4, we're going to wind it on down and put it around the hook of number 5. From the hook of number 5, you want to follow this, and it says 6 and 7, and it looks like it's the exact same steps, right? So that means there's a slot. You can either put it at the bottom around both of these, or there's one that you can actually just put it through the top and through that one. The one that's just on the top, that's number 6 right there for the green. Right now we're working with the blue, even though it's kind of confusing because the thread we're using is red, not blue. This is how we got to do it. So the first one, we'll hook it under both of them, right? You hook it under both of them. Then you put it on top of this hook of number 8. My bad, I'm messing up the instructions too. I should start off by saying, make sure your machine is 100% powered off before doing this. Because like I told you guys, there is a knife right in there that probably wouldn't hesitate to chop your finger off. Not trying to scare you, just trying to help you. Make sure y'all being careful. So yeah, my machine is powered off. And as a matter of fact, now that I'm scared myself by saying that, I'm just going to unplug the whole dang thing. How about that? Because that would suck if I'm giving a tutorial trying to help y'all and then I mess myself up, right? So anyway, now we're going to switch number 9 right here. Watch what happens when I switch this over to the right. This thing comes out, right? So now in number 9, there's a hook right here. We need to put this thread and wrap it around this hook. Let me actually get the tweezers. So this machine did come with some tweezers right here, right? Now these tweezers is not for picking hair because they actually are horrible at even grabbing the thread. I can say that right now. So let's see if I can keep this thing focused and thread this with one hand, holding the camera without a tripod. And no, that's not gonna work, baby. I need to put this thing back on the tripod to try to do this. Keep in mind, y'all, I told y'all when I was doing this the first time, I was literally sitting here for at least an hour and a half, man, trying to figure out how to do this. And now I think I got it, and even though I know the steps now, it's still very hard to do. So we've looped it around. Let's grab it here. There it is. So now that was step number 9, right? Or number 10. No, that was number 9. Okay, so now we got to look at number 10. So now it's saying after we do it through the notches, which we've just done, you have to put it through the hole at the top of the needle from front to back, right? The hole is right there. So you have to wind this up from where it's at and put that thread right into this hole. And we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Y'all probably ain't going to be able to see it though. So y'all just going to have to give me a break. A fast break. And this is the reason why they actually give you tweezers, because they know that you're going to have some trouble actually threading this thing up. And this is definitely a downside, I'll say, compared to a sewing machine. Them automatic needle threaders, oh baby, oh, you're gonna wish you had one of those on this. You're gonna wish you had an automatic needle threader on a Serger, but I don't believe they exist, because I think I seen a comment when I was actually doing research on these things. Somebody was like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I get one with an automatic needle threader, because the same way regular sewing machines, some of them have automatic needle threaders, others don't. I believe all Sergers are manual threading. So again, we've just completed step number 10. Now we have to do step number 11. Step number 11 says we have to wind it from where it's at. So we just hooked it in there, right? Now we have to wind it from where it's at and put it around this needle, around this bar that is located right there, and kind of just throw it to the back. So we're completely done with it, but now we need just a place for the thread to actually sit so it can come out in a link chain. So we just need to take it from where it's at right there and just kind of toss it to the back. Let's go ahead and do that. And you still might need some tweezers for this part too, even though we're almost done. It is saying, again, wrap it from the back through the left side of the bar and pass it through. To the person who actually dropped a comment and said they've had their machine for, you know, a pretty long time and it never threaded right, I honestly believe it's probably because this thing is not very easy to thread. I believe we're completely done, so let's actually do a highlight of the steps that we've done so far. Thread it up through the machine, load it from the back to the front. Then you want to put it behind the notch right here, and then put it through the slot and make sure the slot, it ends up coming out of the front of that slot. Then we go down, we put it through this hole right here. That is going to be step number 3. Then you bring it through this channel right here, which is step number 4. Then we go over down here to number 5, and we're going to wrap it around that hook. You put it underneath both bars for the first one, right, which we have done. Then you put it through 8, which is that little hook right there. This one right here. Then we hit the bar here. Can't do it again because I don't want to mess it up. But we hit the bar. It actually opened it up and allowed us to put the thread through the channel that's right here. From the bottom, wrapped it around, it went to the top. Next step, put it through the hole right here, and then take it from there, wrap it around this bar from the left side, or not wrap it around, I guess, don't wrap it around, but just wind it to the left of the bar and toss it to the back of the machine. So this is how it's looking right now with color number 1. Now to do some similar steps with the other 3, right? Now I'm gonna show you guys before I even do it. So number 3, now we wanna follow the green arrow. It's not 11 steps like the last one here, but it's similar. We're gonna go down, wrap it around the bar, and we're only gonna put it through one of these. So instead of putting it through the bottom, that's gonna put it through under both. You're gonna put it under this little hook right here to just let it latch on the top. Set it in bar number 7. Gonna put it through the front of the hole that's right there, and then I believe from there we're just gonna wind it on to the back. So let me go ahead and do that while I'm giving you guys instructions. Let me actually just go ahead and get this thing done. And now you guys probably see why people say this thing is a pain to thread, because honestly it's hard for me to even give y'all the directions on how to do it. Jeez Louise. So a round hook under only 1 and through the hole of number 8. Now let's get the tweezers to go ahead and get this done. Days later, we are only on thread number 3 to try to get this going. So again, we've already done those other steps here, and we're just going to wrap it around following number 4, going all the way under. We're going over, and then this part is where it gets tricky. So let me show you guys this real quick. All right, so when we're doing number 3, 1, 2, 3, we're doing this one, right? We threaded it through the channel. You put it underneath this bar right here, or actually put it through the channel, and don't put it up and through this one, because that one actually belongs to the last one right here. So you keep going all the way to over here. You put it up, and for the first one, guys, you want to make sure you go to the right. So let's grab this thing here, and as you guys can see, it's coming down. There's a little like metal bar right here. Make sure you put the thread to the right of that. Once it's through to the right, the rest of it is kind of easy, or I would say it's the easiest part compared to the first 2 right here. Now you want to just kind of thread it like a regular machine. You want to put it through behind this security bar right above the needles here. Wrap it around, and then we just need to put it through the eye of needle number 1, or is it number 2? The one on the right hand side. We're going to eye it through the needle of that one. Then we're going to do the same thing with this one, through the channel, under the bar, over, and then we're just going to make sure we put this one to the left side. Second one is to the left. Then around the security bar right there and through the hole. Ah, woo! Yo, I think I need some more chips, man. I think I deserve another snack break. This is crazy. This is crazy. I better be able to make some good stuff with this, because if I gotta go through all this, bro, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it that I need a magnifying glass to thread this machine? Is it really worth it that I need tweezers and I'm still having a hard time threading the needle? Does that make any sense? Bro, this just makes me think about life right now, for real. As another heads up too, guys, this when you thread it through the eye of the needle, it's the same as the other stuff, from the front to the back. There it is. Okay, so we now have 3 threads coming out of the back of the machine, and 1 more to go. All right, there it is. So I think we have this whole thing threaded now. So I'll show you guys what it's looking like as the end result, and then we're going to go ahead and cut the machine on and we'll test it out. So as the end result here, this is what it looks like through the needle. Again, I've threaded both of those needles from front to back. When you first do it, all of your things are going to look regular, right? Just straight stitches. I just twisted it up right now, and if I wanted to, I can actually pull these, but it's not going to do any type of chain stitching at all. It's just going to come out normal. Now some of these threads actually are overlaying, like on top of the the foot that's right there on it. You're going to want to kind of push them to the bottom so they land on the bottom and they don't tangle or try to knot themselves on top. You want to put them all to the bottom. So I'm just kind of using the tweezers to push them all underneath the foot. So now I have everything set. All the threads are going underneath the machine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and plug the machine back in. Actually, we'll close this first. We'll plug the machine back in. I'll get the foot right here, toss it to the ground. We're gonna go ahead and turn the power switch on. I do have the presser foot lined up down here. My table is kind of high, so it's kind of like sitting at an angle. But now that we have threaded the machine, we're gonna test it out by tapping it very slowly and hoping for the best, I guess. We're gonna see if the end result, this thing comes out in like a chain. It's going to come out like that in a chain. So now let's throw a little bit of fabric in it and see how it stitches on the machine. You guys see right now too, I guess that's why the first color goes first, because it looks like all I can see here is red with a little bit of extras. Most of it is red coming off of that first spool right there. All right, and again, this machine does not have like a thread cutter for you, so now we have to cut it manually. This is the results of it. So I do want to show you guys again. This right here is the back or the bottom of the material here, and all you can see is red. So y'all see that? And red is the color that was in our very first cone. So that's a good thing why I chose all different colors, so you guys can see which color will end up where. So the red is the lower looper. And this is what that looks like. A lower looper, it's all by itself, right? Then we flip it around, and the second color seems to be majority gold. Gold is our second color, right? So we have blue, which was on the right. It actually looks like it's showing up in the middle though. And green, it's really hard to see because it blends in with the denim pretty good, but that one's on the left side. So what's on the left is the green, what's in the middle or towards the right is the blue. Then we have it overlaid with the golds, and then the bottom again is the red. So this has been the very first segment of learning how to use an overlock machine, a serger, whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. And again, this is what it looks like when we open the machine. This is everything that's inside of it, y'all. A lot of steps you need to get it going. Pulling levers down. We got the knife and just everything. Jeez Louise, I didn't even notice that too. It didn't even cut the material this time because I forgot I actually took the knife down and didn't take it back up. But while we're in here, you guys can see all the dust and all that stuff like that. That's what was all over my shirt and my counter and the floor and everything yesterday. This thing just really cuts the thread so tiny that I'm surprised they don't advise you to wear a mask instead of breathing threads all down your mouth. But yeah, this is what it's been, y'all. So I'll catch you guys in the next video though. I think I did enough for today. Peace.